Hi and welcome to Movies Suck. Now this is yet again something that sucks. I mean, let's face it, we're all somewhat disappointed in what we've heard about the Masters of the Universe Revelations cartoon series. We're all, on the edge and very uncomfortable about what we're finding out about this series. We're hoping for the best. We're really hoping for the best, but, well, it's not looking great. Let's not say it's utterly bad, although you could certainly make a case for it being utterly bad from what we've seen and heard, mostly from Kevin Smith himself, the He-Man fan, a lifelong He-Man fan. He loved He-Man so much that we've found numerous occasions where he said, yeah, I didn't really care about He-Man. And yet he's obviously been a fan because that's his stick, isn't it? That's his thing. I'm a big fan of all these different cartoons and different comics, and yeah, alright Kevin, we know that you're not really a fan of all this stuff. Maybe they came to him and said, hey Kevin, we'd like you to make a He-Man cartoon. And Kevin said, I don't really like He-Man that much, but let me look into it and I'll see what I think. And then he goes and watches a bunch of the old cartoons, he reads some of the old comic books, and he goes, oh, actually, yeah, He-Man's pretty cool. And maybe that's where his fandom comes from for some of these things. We all know that he's obviously a big fan of various actual genres, really, but He-Man obviously wasn't one of them because, well, for some reason, he just didn't find it interesting when he was a kid. Which is just crazy, because He-Man was just bloody awesome. And it's still awesome. I was in fact watching one of the cartoons today from the classic series, the original series, because I'm not actually that big on the later series. I never paid that much attention to that one from the early 2000s or that other one that wasn't as long ago as all that. And let's face it, Kevin Smith is a bit of a letdown in regard to He-Man. He really is. Just the name of the new series was, in my opinion, a bit of a letdown because it wasn't He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, it was just Masters of the Universe Revelation. I don't know if this is the same thing that all you guys thought, but I immediately thought, so you didn't put He-Man in the title, you just went with Masters of the Universe. That kind of feels like you're trying to detract from He-Man, kind of like, so yeah, He-Man's great and all, but the Masters of the Universe, let's talk about all these other guys, which is cool, I'm fine with that, but maybe another series? Rather than one that's rebooting interest in He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, maybe the second series would be more about the Masters of the Universe. Maybe this first one should be more about He-Man. But then they seem to be trying to bookend the original series. So I don't know if they're thinking about some way of completing the series and just finishing it, and this is just going to be a one-shot, never again. I hope not. It would be good if it was to carry on and actually be properly He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, but I really don't think that Kevin Smith is the right guy for this. He feels too false. And then we read this story that I'm going to read to you today, and it's a little bit of a shock. It's not a huge shock because we all expected them to do something like this. We've all been assuming that they're going to kill off the sorceress. I was actually reading one of the Masters of the Universe comic series from about 2012 or 2013. Where Skeletor won battle and managed to take away everyone's memories, and everyone's doing different stuff in Eternia, and they all don't know who they are. Adam thinks that he's some sort of woodcutter's son, and Teela is a slave because she thinks her Man-at-Arms, her father, sold her. Man-at-Arms is working for evil Lynn, and it goes on. But they also show the sorceress being murdered by Skeletor in that comic, and I hated that. That really annoyed me. And if this cartoon does as they say it's going to do, and kills off one of the characters, I will be extremely ticked off. That is not within the feel-good nature of the He-Man cartoons. The cartoons always had some sort of weird, sometimes completely irrelevant moral message at the end. I would not be happy if they did something like that. Well, let me read the story and we'll get to it. Before I do though, please consider subscribing as that would really help me out. And if you like the video, leave a like. Okay, let's carry on. So, Kevin Smith spoils major character death in Masters of the Universe Revelation, reveals it was done solely to make fans angry. Masters of the Universe Revelation creator and showrunner Kevin Smith recently revealed that not only does a major established character die during the course of the show's story, but that the decision to kill off this particular character was done solely and explicitly to make fans angry. This major revelation was first made public on July 12th, when the Nerdist published a video interview conducted by their own Hector Navarro with Smith and Revelation's voice actor Chris Wood and Sarah Michelle Gellar and Tiffany Smith playing Andra, race-swapped Andra. But yeah, they race-swap stuff. Of course they do. It's woke. Of course they're going to race-swap people. Like King Grayskull, yep, yeah, he was race-swapped as well. Of course, they're just going to race-swap random people, like Hero. Just race-swap them, doesn't matter. Whatever. Apparently doesn't matter at all. Make this girl look like a man. Doesn't matter. Whatever. Actually, a lot of the women in this Master of the Universe comic do look quite muscly. So maybe they've just gone with the idea that, well, the men are super muscly, we'll just make the women kind of muscly, which is bloody stupid. The point about the women is that they look womanly. They have great bodies and great physical shapes. The point about the men is that they're the other end of the spectrum from the women's point of view. They look good. They look all manly and tough, and you can see all their muscles. It's the two ideals. We're looking at ideals here. And yet they seem to have missed the point. But what do you expect? Woke generation, screwed up friggin' Hollywood, making bullshit films. Anyway, about the process of bringing this new story to life and how the new series will excite older fans and the new generation alike. At one point during the interview, Navarro speaks to Smith about his own personal love of Orko, telling the creator, "I think I'm an Orko guy. I think he's my favourite character in the entire franchise. He's so well done in this show. He's actually really well done in this show. I really liked the animation of Orko. He looks really good in this show. So, yeah, props to them for that." And then Smith says, "Oh, yeah, I'm so happy, yay," because of what he's going to talk about next. And then Navarro says, "If you had to, I hate to make you pick your babies, but do you have a favourite character in the entire He-Man Master of the Universe franchise?" Caught up in his enthusiasm with the topic of Orko being brought up, Smith proceeded to unintentionally diverge from Navarro's original question in order to discuss why Revelation's iteration of Orko is very special to me, as he said. And he says, "I'll never forget the conversation we had in the writer's room with me and Eric and Dia and Tim and Mark," Smith recalled. "You know, we were going through the show and going like, look, Orko, you know, it's not even 50-50, it's 70-25. 75% of people just did not like the character, saying, oh, he ruined the show for me and shit like that. So we were like, all right, let's change that. How do you make Orko the most beloved character?" And I don't know who these 75% of people he's talking about were that hated Orko, because I loved Orko when I was a kid. And I'm pretty sure that everyone else who was a kid loved Orko. Yes, Orko is kind of annoying, but Orko is comic relief. Just like Cringer is comic relief. That's the whole purpose of his character, is to make situations more light-hearted and less serious. To make people laugh, to just do something stupid and silly. That's his whole point and purpose in the cartoon. And it tells you that these people were all adults when they watched this. They had a look at the original series, and they were all adults watching it saying, oh, isn't Orko stupid and annoying? Doesn't he do the dumbest stuff? Yes, he does. And he makes kids laugh, which is the bloody purpose. You got Skeletor, terrifying. Evil Lyn, hot, terrifying. And He-Man, the person you would like to be, has superpowers and can defeat anyone, is super strong, throws mountains around, shit like that. And you have Orko, the comic relief. The one that's doing something silly, like trying to shoot a gun and making it fire water or something silly. Or making mud squirt in Man-at-Arm's face when he's getting to look at this weird pyramid thing. There you go, you can tell what episode I was watching today. But anyway, they just seem to have missed the point of Orko. Orko is a beloved character. Almost all of the characters are beloved characters in He-Man because they're all childhood memories. And if you didn't watch it when you were a kid, if you didn't have that privilege, and now you're now an adult and watching it, of course it's not going to seem as good. And the silly characters are going to seem extra silly. Of course they are. It just really, really smacks of the fact that they're not fans. They really weren't fans. It's really annoying. Okay, in an explanation evoking red flag raising flashbacks of Luke Skywalker in Star Wars The Last Jedi, Smith noted that the team went about making Orko beloved by introducing this kind of broken, sadder, wiser version of Orko, who still has this youthful voice and childlike enthusiasm for adventure. It's just pissing me off. Really pissing me off. Broken, sadder, and wiser. I hope this is a terrible description of what they've done with Orko. I really do, because Orko is a very important member of this cast. And to treat him this way really, really ticks me off. Obviously, sometimes Orko gets depressed, like that time when he was going to run away because no one wanted him around, or at least he felt like no one wanted him around. Yet again, talking about the cartoon I watched today. But he's always lighthearted, he's always wanting to get on with things. And if they kill him off, he doesn't get to go back to his girlfriend. Making him seem sad and old and... Anyway, and he has this moment, even if you hated Orko your whole life, the showrunner continued, when he has that moment where he's talking about, please let me come along with you, I won't mess up this time. He sounds like a 5-year-old who just wants to be involved in stuff. Smith then explained, so we wanted to make the audience fall in love with Orko, because we knew what we wanted to do with Orko at the end of episode 4. Have him be the hero, and have him make a very heroic sacrifice. So it was kind of insidious, admitted Smith, where we were like, here's this character that nobody likes, let's make everybody love him, and then watch them get angry when the character they've always hated is taken from them. And they're like, but we like that guy now. Yeah, that's as puerile and stupid as it sounds. It really is. And actually, he doesn't specifically say that he's going to kill off Orko. It makes it sound like they're going to kill off Orko. But I have a feeling that they're probably not going to kill off Orko. They're going to have some situation where Orko is going to appear to die or something like that, and he's going to appear later on, because that would be more in keeping with the Master of the Universe. If they try to make this as if it's purely for adults and, I don't know, have weird shit go on, like Tila be a lesbian and all this goddamn Hollywood fuckery. Sorry, getting annoyed. Can't help it. This is a personal subject to me. I really like the original series of He-Man, and messing with the characters really annoys me. And if they killed off Orko, how would he go home to his girlfriend? Why wouldn't he have already gone home to his girlfriend? Why wouldn't he have? I don't understand. If at this point, if they're going to say that, oh, they lost the war and all that stuff, and everyone's gone off their separate directions, and He-Man, well, Adam He-Man, whatever they're going to have him as in this series at the time this happens, since we do see him turn up wearing a cloak and stuff on a horse at one point, which is probably him returning. We will find out. But yeah, if they're going to do that, surely Orko would have just gone back home. I don't get it. Why would he stick around at that particular time? I can see him returning when they get the gang back together to go fight Skeletor again. When Tila gets the gang back together to go fight Skeletor, because obviously she's the important one at the minute. At least that's how it seems. Maybe I'm all wrong. Maybe I'm making a fuss over nothing. I really, really hope so. And I hope they don't kill off any of these great characters, because I will be bloody furious. Especially any of the main cast. Okay, maybe you kill off Buzz off, or... Actually, no, that would be bad as well. I don't know. Maybe there is a brand new character they can make up that we can all go, oh, look, there's a new character. We kind of like that guy. And then they kill him off. I don't give a shit. Kill him off. I don't care. Unless, of course, I actually really like him, in which case I'll get really annoyed. But anyway, the point is, don't kill off any of the characters, because that will screw up your series almost as much as anything else. Maybe the series will be great, but I don't know. I'm just really ticked off and disillusioned with this series so far. They made Man Tila, and they're going to kill off Orko at the end of season 4. They're probably going to kill off the Sorceress in this major battle that's in the episode 1. It's all going to turn to shit at this rate. But I'm hopeful. I make that sound really, really miserable, but I'm hopeful this is still going to be good. Maybe if I wear some red slippers and click my heels together 3 times and say, there's no place like home. There's no place like home. They'll fix it all, and we can all go back to how things used to be before all this wokery crap ruined everything. Anyway, this is Movies Suck signing out. Leave a like, share, subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the flip side.